Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is 0 to 2000 ELO speedrun. We're going to continue playing 10-minute rapid games. We'll be playing 1200 ELO opponents, 1300 ELO opponents. So against E4, you can play whatever you want. You can play the Carl Khan, the Sicilian defense, the Scandinavian defense, the scam or something they call it. But I like to play the move C6, the Carl Khan defense. All right, so we get this very insane queen to F3 move, trying to get the bishop out of here to checkmate us. How do we respond to this? Well, the Carl Khan is mainly C6 and D5. Now, whenever we take back, the bishop can never go here, can never threaten to checkmate. See? I'm just playing opening principles and looking at my opponent. The knight is supposed to be here instead of the queen, but now we just continue playing chess. We can develop our knight, develop the second knight, develop the bishop, attacking the queen, playing e6, bishop out, castles. All of this is not theory, just logic. Okay, this is how you're supposed to be playing the opening phase. All right, my opponent is pushing a pawn. Maybe he was interested in pushing the pawn like this, attacking my knight, but it doesn't really help. We're gonna develop the second knight. I can also play this move e5, taking more control in the center. Just make sure in the opening phase you're not making any big blunders, right? So even this, my opponent is not blundering anything. Okay, this, he pushed the pawn. Okay, so maybe he's thinking about maybe b4, attacking my knight, and I cannot go here. That's why he played this move c3. That's my only logic behind it. So I want to develop the bishop, defended by the knight, and attack his queen. It's not only for attacking purposes. I just want to develop my bishop before I play e6. Because if I play e6 right away, my bishop is going to struggle to get out of the game. So we can play bishop here, defended by the knight. The queen has to move, and then I can play e6, get the bishop out and castle. Your main focus in the opening phase is to get an equal or better position. That's it. It's not about attacking. It's not about tactics. It's about getting an equal position or a better position. Here I can play this simple e6 move. The knight is still defending there. He might be thinking about, for example, like bishop to g5, pinning my knight, pinning the defender of the bishop. Like, for example, this. If I play bishop to d6, okay, he just attacks my bishop. Makes sense, I guess. And we're just gonna, okay, we can just go back. Just go back like this, go back here. Okay, he really wants to trade the bishops. Whenever you have a trade, before you just take, think, ask yourself, is it better for me or for my opponent? If I take, I remove my bishop, and I'm helping his knight develop and have some control. So in this move, in this capture, I'm just helping him out. Bishop right here, we're not going to be threatened anymore. The pawn is a little bit attacked by our bishop. And look, if it's not going to benefit me, I'm not supposed to trade. So this move does not benefit me. It doesn't do anything. So I'm just going to go back. Right? I'm just going to go back. We're going to play bishop to d6, the next move, defended by the queen, attacking his bishop. We're not focusing on attacking. It is just a developing move and happens to be attacking the queen. Because, why? Because he put his queen on f3 in the opening phase. My opponent is really looking after some attacks. All right, so I want to play bishop to d6, attacking the queen. He can play this bishop to e4 move, and I thought that I can play knight to h5, but then he can just take, take, and take. It's still fine, but then there's. All right. So my opponent is just thinking about this move h5. I don't want to overcomplicate it with a move like bishop to here and bishop there, and maybe we can take, and it's still simple. But you know what? Just play h6. He wants to attack, right? This is his main purpose. He wants to push the pawn and attack. Okay, after he does that, we can just go back. We're completely safe. Nothing is happening. So I'm just going to tell you, keep it simple, okay? He wants to go for the push. Let him do it. We go back, and then we go for this plan, bishop to d6. But then this pawn is going to be a little bit weak, but maybe we can castle, or maybe queen there. Maybe queen to b6, attacking the pawn if the bishop ever moved. So it's not free. It is that we are attacking it twice, but he is also defending it twice. So we have to move. I was thinking about now bishop to d6, forcing the queen to move, and then we can go back. Because if I went back, I cannot play bishop to d6 because this is a free pawn, right? But if I played bishop d6 right away, the queen is hanging. If the queen moved anywhere else, right, then I can go back and I can castle safely, and there is no pawn to be attacked. Bishop to d6, he might play this move, bishop to f4, or maybe f4. I'm not sure if that's great for my opponent, because whenever I move my bishop, he might be going for this. So, you know what? Keep it simple. Let's go back. Right now, we're still in the developing phase. We're not attacking our opponent. He's the one who's thinking that he's attacking us, but he's not really attacking us. All right, developing the knight. There is no bishop d6 because the pawn will be hanging. We can play queen d6, just trying to get the queen trade, but then we might be hit with this bishop to f4. We can play queen b6. Queen b6, the idea behind it, we're attacking the pawn if the bishop ever moved. Maybe we're trying to castle this way, and then we no longer worry about this pawn. Because even if we castle this way, the bishop can take our pawn and we cannot take, we're going to be pinned. So I'm going to say, let's play queen b6. Activating the queen, getting ready to castle queenside, and then we just play chess. My opponent pushed the pawn. I don't really understand why he pushed it. Maybe he wants to go here with the knight. If I take, it's going to be something. I can castle, and I was thinking about this move and allowing him to take the pawn so that I can attack his queen, but then he can easily just take my knight, and his queen will not be trapped. But you know what? In this position, I'm just going to castle. Everything is fine in this position. My king is safe. We just need to worry about this pawn. Maybe we can push it. Okay, now jumping in here, putting a fork. Whenever your opponent jump away with his pieces, always draw arrows where it can technically go. It can go here, take our knight. It can go there, forking us. Now we definitely don't want this. And whenever you have like a piece in your territory, you should always kick it away or trade it. So we're gonna take it, obviously. You can take with the queen, which will help me get the bishop active, and the queen has to go back, and then we have good control. If the pawn takes, I don't know, I'm thinking about developing the knight, attacking the queen. The queen would want to move. We're attacking this pawn twice. Could be, like takes, knight here. I mean, this move, it's not a horrible move. We can always try to go back, or maybe we can try to go back like this, try to jump like this. That's very cool. So knight over here, the queen would have to move. If he wants a queen trade, we can just play bishop right there. Yeah, I'm thinking this move is very cool. Jumping in with the knight, attacking the queen, adding threats right there. So the queen has to keep defending the pawn on e2. Maybe queen f3. Oh, queen right there. See, the problem with this move, yes, it is offering a queen trade, but I can play bishop c5, attacking the queen, right? He has to move the queen away. And whenever he does, I would be having 3 pieces looking at the f2 pawn, and I would be winning a pawn in that process. He needed to play queen f3 to attack my pawn right there. But now I can easily play bishop c5. Everything's defended. The queen would have to move. Even if the queen went here to f3. Maybe we can take with the check, first of all. If he went here, that would be a check. Oh, that was almost going to be a checkmate. Wow. Imagine queen f3, bishop takes, king right there. That's a check. The king cannot move. So he's forced to give me the queen. But if I take with the bishop, what if he does not go there? What if after bishop takes, there is king d1? King d1, actually there is queen b3, checkmate. Wow. See what happens? See what happens with a completely equal position after, the first move. If he played here queen f3, I would have never played this move, because then he could have played bishop to e3. If I take, he takes, and then He gets an isolated pawn, but it's not worse. Like, this move allows my bishop to be activated. He goes there, and now this is completely winning. Completely winning because bishop takes, king goes here. As you can see, the king cannot move. The queen is defending the bishop, so I can play a check. So now the queen is forced to take it, and he would be down a queen. If bishop takes and the king goes here, there is queen at b3, which leads to checkmate. The king cannot run because of our knight. So the main mistake that my opponent, he was playing perfectly. It was not, I'm not seeing any kind of big mistakes. He has some pawn pushes that are really weird, right? But they're not really horrible blunders like this one. Now we take. He can take if you want, but that's just a free queen, you know. If king goes there, okay, so king goes here, and I'm seeing queen b3, and there is no way to protect it. Yes. Right. Even if you win the games, you have to learn from your game, even if you win. Maybe there was a faster way for me to win. Maybe a faster or better way to punish his mistakes. Self-analysis. Let's see. What is going on? The internet is a little bit slow for some reason. For some reason. Man, I hate the internet. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, so this is the game. Okay, so the game review works, but the self-analysis doesn't work. That's completely insane. Okay.
Nice eye. You found a tactic to grow your lead into a win.
Shut up. Right, so e4, we played the Caro-Kann defense. We stopped his bishop from getting out. He played this move which completely blocks his bishop from getting out. We develop our knights. Yes, this move was there to take control of the center. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, here we could have attacked the queen first. I was thinking about this, but after bishop to d6, I thought there might be some kind of f4, and I have to move the bishop. But then bishop f5. I was thinking about this. Then rook g8. Wow, the queen is almost trapped. He needs to take here. And then we go bishop f8. Yo, that's a crazy way to trap his queen. Queen g5, and then the rook takes. Wow, that is pure evil. But we developed. Here they were saying it's better for me to take his knight. But I wonder why. I wonder why bishop takes, rook takes is good, because knight e4, I can jump and attack. And once the queen moves, I can take this pawn, and he cannot take, he's gonna lose the rook. Yeah, this move makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's very cool. See, so I'm learning. Even if I'm like 2100 elo rated, rapid, I'm still capable of learning. This is the mistake. See, look, it was minus 1.7 for us if he played queen f3. Minus 4.4 for us when he played this. Now, bishop there is the best move. He needed to go here and just give up the queen. He went there, bishop takes, that was the best move. He went here, that's checkmate. And if he went there, there was this knight g3 check. As you can see, the king cannot move or take. The queen has to take back. This is still a checkmate threat. He plays bishop e3, we still take. It doesn't matter what he does. Queen f2 would be checkmate. Okay, let's play another 10-minute rabbit game. Right. If you want me to look into your games like this and just help you out, to play it for free, you can join my free school community. It is in the description below. Right, let's play d4. Okay, e6, I can play c4, and maybe he's going to play this move d5. Oh, an immediate check. There is bishop d2, there is knight c3. I would say it's better for us to keep the bishops on the board, and I'll play knight c3. And play knight c3. Bishop there, we're just going to trade the bishops off the board. I don't really like it. He's going to develop his knight, almost always. Try to get the knight here and this. A3, if he wants to take, we'll take back. Yeah. So now what he did, he just put the bishop there, traded, and what did he get from it exactly? We're not really sure what he got from it. Now we're just going to develop our knight. If he develop his knight, maybe we're going to play bishop g5. activating the bishop and also pinning the knight. Okay, he played this move. He doesn't want us to pin him. Okay, makes sense. Now we really want to play this move e4, but we cannot because the bishop is defending that square. If I play d5, he takes, I take back, and I fix my pawn structure, and I maintained the bishop pair advantage. The bishop pair advantage is something when you have two bishops, and your opponent doesn't have two bishops, he has bishop and knight. And in a very open game, okay, the bishops are much, much better than knights. This is the advantage. So I'm going to play d5. If he push, we take it. If he takes, I take back, and I undouble my pawns. These are bad. When he takes, I take back. No longer bad pawns. And if he push, we just take it. If he doesn't want to take it, he just want to develop his knight. Even if he takes, I take back. There might be ways for him to take the pawn, actually. Yeah, if knight f6, maybe it's the thing to take. If I take, the knight would take. In knight f6, I cannot play the move e4 to defend the pawn. That's a free pawn right there. But knight f6, yeah. Knight f6, maybe we push. Pushing is an option. Is there something else? Is there something else? Like we can take, and if he takes like this, we stop him from castling, but these two pawns are bad. Takes, the knight or the bishop would take. All right. Also push the pawn. If he ever takes, we take back with the queen. But then he activates the knight, attacking our queen, attacking the pawn. We have to go back to defend. Which one is it? e4 is not possible. That's a free pawn. Pushing, it's fine. I would say either pushing or taking. If I take, he takes like this. Maybe we trade the queens off the board. And then we activate the knight. And then we just play e3, get out with the pieces. If I take, he takes like this. He's opening up this diagonal for our pieces. Which one's going to be? Push. If he pushed away, I mean, this pawn is just gonna stay there. I'm gonna play queen here and push. You know what? I'm gonna take. Always make it simple. Always just take. Yes, we have these double pawns, but we can always use it against him. We can play this move and undouble the pawns. Okay, so he wants to get a queen trade. It's better for me, actually, not for him, right? So now we want to play. I can play bishop out first, then play e3 to open up for the bishop, maybe castle and get the rooks in. But bishop e3, he might jump in with the knight attacking the pawn. So he can also jump in with the knight attacking this pawn. He might have to go somewhere to defend it. And then we can play f3 and e4. So after knight here, I'm attacking this. The king has to go somewhere to defend it. And then we can play f3, e4 to make sure we're controlling more squares. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the best approach. Because these center squares are really important. Remember, whoever controls the center squares controls the game. So we really have to play this move f3. This is not a weakening move because he does not have a dark square bishop and he does not have the queen on the board. You were playing perfectly. You were playing fine. You were playing amazingly. Why did you play this move, knight c6? This move was very simple. And, you know, the plan behind it that he's going to go there and defend the pawn, and I can play f3 and e4 and open up for the bishop, castle, and play on the long term, but I have more space. And he did not even see what is the knight aiming at, so he just completely blundered the pawn and blundered the rook. Now, from here, it's very simple. Trade, more basic. Even this, we're still going to play f3 and e4. But first, we take the rook. If he doesn't want to take, we just can run away, right? Right. So the knight can jump in. We don't want that to happen. We can play f3. We can play then we can play e4. E4, as you can see, the rook cannot go here, or here, or here, or here. So the rooks cannot do much. We play e4. Then we can put the bishop on e3. Okay, so here he's trying to aim at this, trying to attack my rook as well. I would say bishop f4 makes more sense because I would be winning a pawn, attacking his rook, and bishop there just activates the bishop. If he wants to go here attacking my rook, I will play rook b1, attacking the knight. The rook can technically go here, but that's a free piece, right? So bishop f4, knight over here, rook b1, the knight moves somewhere, maybe goes back or something, but then we just take here. Yeah, I'm thinking this move makes a lot of sense. Activating our bishop, attacking the pawn, and just getting away from this. Even though we want more trades, but we don't want to be forced to give material that easily, right? But the most important thing is just to get the king active. Maybe like bishop e2, try to castle, get the rooks in. Okay, it's that to push the pawn, so no longer he's going to have this weakness. Now what I'm thinking about is very simple. I want to play rook d1, trade the pieces off the board. If he takes, I would take back. But I have a weakness, which is this double pawns right here, and the pawn on c4 that can be targeted twice, with the bishop and with the knight. So I'll be willing to give that pawn away. Or maybe there's actually something very cool. Rook d1, he would take back. I would take with the king. He's going to play bishop to a6. Then I play bishop b8. The pawn cannot push. And if he takes me here, I would take, he would take, I would take, he would take, I would take. And we're just trading every single piece and pawn off the board. I like that. I actually like that. Let's play rook d1. But always make sure you have a +2 advantage or more. Only being up a pawn is not that great. Now, I know my opponent is thinking about king takes and then bishop right here to win the pawn. Oh my god. Focus. Focus, man. What are you doing? Tax 25 chess. What is this? The craziest thing that I did not even move the bishop, so he should be seeing the bishop is still in the exact same square, still defending this. He was supposed to play bishop there and try to make it a little bit more complicated, but after he took here, that's a free piece, obviously. And he's playing super fast. Like, look, 8 minutes on the clock. What is this? If you want to play blitz, go play blitz. Don't play rapid. Okay, my opponent is looking at my bishop. We can move there, attacking the pawn. Always, you want to move your pieces and make threats. This is the best way to play chess. Okay, maybe he's trying to jump in here, trying to create more chaos. We can play this annoying g3 move. We're stopping him. Sorry, stopping him from going here. Even he cannot even go there. The bishop was looking at this, so this move was a waste of time. Right, bishop pawn to b5. If we went back, it's just going to push again. So I would say keep the bishop right here. We want to push. He has to go back. We push again. Okay. Now I'm just going to get the king active, open off with the rook, and get in. Not sure what that does. Rook d1, get the rook active. I'm thinking about like maybe knight d7. Yeah, he's looking for this. I honestly just have takes, but I don't wanna go for that. Don't overcomplicate things. You can play a check. Okay, the king moves away. So now the rook is looking at the knight if we move the bishop somewhere good. But there is no way. Every single pawn he has on light squares, and these pawns cannot be targeted. What do we do? I'm thinking about this very cool idea, a4. If he takes, I take this pawn, and I'm getting my bishop very much active. And remember, whenever he takes, my king is very close, so the pawn will never be a problem for us. I'm going to play a4. Yes, it looks like a free pawn, but whenever he takes back, we win this pawn. Okay, now he's getting crazy. We take, he takes back, we get the rook active to win the pawn. He tries to defend it in some way. Probably makes sense. Let's just take. I can go here, go ahead and attack, but I'm going to play something better. Rook a1. The idea of rook a1, I want to go to the 7th rank, attack the bishop, and also attack the knight, and also looking at the king. If he takes, I can always take back. It's not a problem. Now the move is rook a7. Attack the bishop, attack the knight, look at the king. Okay, decided to move away to try to defend the knight. Now this knight is pinned. Whenever you have a pinned piece, you should be focusing on how to get more pieces attacking that piece. Add more pressure, you know. I would say, if he takes, I would take back. One, to push the pawn. If he takes, I would take. If he takes, gonna lose the knight. Or I can just take here, but then I can take this pawn with a check. If he went here, just gonna lose the game. I'm gonna push the pawn, just giving him the opportunity to make the blunder. And also the, saving this pawn from being attacked. Okay, he wants to move the knight, so he doesn't want to be pinned anymore. I can easily just take this pawn. Makes a lot of sense. It would be a check. I can just technically move away. We have to play a little bit faster. He's gonna play a check. King b2 would be completely fine. And then the idea is to get more checks in. Okay, he wants to go there. I'm not sure what is the idea. Let's go here. Check. King b2. King b2, there might be this check, but you know what? Whenever he plays a check, we just sacrifice. We win the pawn. If he played this, I'm thinking about taking. He takes back. I play this. He goes here. We push the pawn. He goes there. We play a check. He takes. I don't know why I like to complicate things, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep the bishop there. I'm gonna go after the pawn. If he went back, I'll go here. Yeah, that's not good for my opponent. We have to play really, really, really super fast right now. 30 seconds. Also, I was supposed to go there, just defend the pawn. Yep. Also, his pieces cannot move, so only a check could do the job. Bishop here and bishop here, that would be checkmate. Okay, he abandoned. Actually, look, whenever you're playing chess and your opponent is completely crushing you, but you look at the time difference, he has 6 minutes on the clock and I only have 30 seconds. Don't trust your opponent, okay? Don't trust your opponent with his calculation and checkmating patterns. Just continue to play. Continue to pressure your opponent on time. They freaking really good at it at 2100 elo, level. They make me hate chess a lot. But maybe there was a check forcing him to go here, and then we push the pawn, and there is a lot of ways we can win this. But I was thinking about, of course, let's just click on the self-analysis first. Why the self-analysis is not working? Even the self-analysis is going to be taken away from chess.com. Look, what the frick? How people are supposed to learn? Actually, it's not working. It doesn't work. If I hit the game review, okay, so now it works, but only through the game review. That's insane. Okay. We just played normally. We did not do anything in the opening phase that was really bad. This is my opponent's blunder. He just developed the knight. He was not looking at this fork. He did not see it. I took there, and then he was just about trading more pieces. Okay, I put the rook there. You know what? Let's just trade more pieces. I'm up material. And then he blundered this, which is completely bad. And anyone here can win. As you've seen, I just tried to add more pressure at my opponent. And then here I just decided to take. And this is very much winning. Let's play a final 10-minute rabbit game. Again, if you want me to look at your games for free, help you out, improve at chess, like this one, like these videos, but of course, more helpful videos. Because right now, I'm not really that much focused. And I'm playing like 20% of my energy right now. So you can join my school community in the description below. Totally for free. d4. Again, you can play whatever you want. You can play e4, you can play nat here, you can play whatever you want. But I like to play d4, c4, the queen's gambit. If he takes, there's a cool line that I really want to show you. Maybe they're gonna pull for it, which is not, there's e4 and there's e3. There's also knight c3 and knight f3 and stuff like that. But e3 attacks the pawn, and many beginners and intermediate players try to defend the pawn. Okay, there's also this way of defending the pawn, but it's not as worst as these b5 and stuff like that, right? Now we just develop our knight. We're aiming to play this move d5. The bishop will be targeted. We can take this pawn and we can gain more space. So now this pawn cannot be defended with b5 because obviously we can just take it. He played this c6 move, trying to stop us from playing d5. So after d5, of course, he will just take. I would... What was the move? I'm thinking the move was a4 because whenever he goes here, we can just take it. I'm thinking the move is a4. And the problem was my opponent's opening. Look, bishop here. The bishop cannot be developed. This is a very big problem for my opponent. And remember, in the Queen's Gambit, whenever you take the pawn, whenever you accept the pawn, do not try to hang on to it. Like my opponent here is trying really, really well trying to defend the pawn. He should not be really trying to go for it. Now e4, the knight is defending the pawn. The bishop's only squares to go here. I would attack it one more time. He would take, I would take, the bishop has to move, and then I can win the pawn. So this move is blunder. But let's try to understand why he played this move. He played bishop to d5, thinking that he would have the opportunity to play some kind of e5, try to open up for the bishop, to bend my knight, and no longer attack the square. But I can just play e4, defended by the knight. The bishop would be forced to go back here. I can play d5, and whenever he takes, I have the pawn that I pushed, and then whenever the bishop moves away, we win the pawn back, and we have a lot of control. So e4. That's why whenever you're playing against the Queen's Gambit, do not, you can accept the gambit, you can accept it, but don't try to hang on to the pawn. Whenever you try to hang on to it, you will lose the game. And if you're playing with the Queen's Gambit, if your opponent keeps hanging on to the pawn, you should know that you're winning the game completely. Okay, now d5. If he takes, I take back. Now the bishop has to move. We would take our pawn back, and we just have more space. The knight cannot develop. Now we can play knight f3. Many, 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 many good moves there. But bishop takes is still good. Just take your pawn back. If he develops the knight right here, we can just easily take it and ruin the pawn structure. He develop his knight. Maybe he's looking for e6 or something. Potentially. I'm thinking about a very annoying move, like developing the bishop right there. But he might play queen b5. Queen to b5. Can take here. He would take either way. So we can develop the knight. Focus on developing knight f3 or knight e2. Which one is better? Let's see. So let's say that, for example, the queen is there trying to attack the knight. Maybe the bishop would be there at some point. So we want to replace the knight with another knight so that the knight keeps control of these two squares. So knight d2 makes a lot of sense. The queen would go there. We can castle. He would not have time to play this move. Yeah, I really like this move, knight e2. I'm just going to play knight e2, castle my king. Most likely, he needs to play this move e6. He needs to get his pieces out. Okay. Queen to b6, the idea behind it is what? He's trying to play knight here, trying to get this check. It will not work that easily. Because after we castle, he would jump the knight in. We can just play this move. Okay. He played e5. He was thinking that he's going to get the opportunity to play bishop right there to attack my pawn right here with the knight and stuff. But if we take right here, I mean, I can just take it, right? I would just want to take it. I don't want to, allow him to have any pawn in the center of the board. He would take with the bishop. I want to play bishop e3 so bad. Like, just attack the queen. Get him to take there, and I would take, at least he's going to have an isolated pawn. I would always play a rook here. The queen would have to move. I can win this pawn back, so it's completely fine. But maybe after bishop to e3, he might play this move, bishop to c5. We can take, and then take here, and after he takes, maybe we just... which one is best? I really want to take, but the queen will just take back. But then I can develop my knight attacking the queen one more time and then opening up my rook. That's very cool. Bishop takes. What if pawn takes? If pawn takes, we still play the exact same move, and then we just get the rooks active. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a fine idea. Yeah, we're gonna take it. If the queen takes, we just develop our knight. I'm not really sure which piece is better, which square is better. Knight f4 or knight d4. See, knight to d4 blocks the queen, but knight to f4 attacks the queen. If the queen ever moved and we play this check, he would be forced to block with the bishop, which will help us develop our knight, attack this twice, and if he takes, I can take back, and this can now be defended. So I'm saying knight to f4 is much better. Attack the queen, then you have to make sure every piece that you move is well defended. So knight to f4, the queen has to move. The queen cannot go there. That's a free queen. Rook e1. Queen goes there. Right? As you can see, the king cannot go here. Only square for the king is there. I'm thinking about this check, rook to e1 check. The bishop would block. I would want to play knight here to win this, but then actually he can go here, but that would be a fork. A lot of cool ideas, actually. A lot of cool ideas. But we should not allow him to put the bishop there in castle, because if he did that, he would be totally fine. We don't want him to be totally fine. So rook e1 check, bishop e7, knight d5, knight takes, knight takes. We're attacking this twice. If he tried to defend, we have this fork, we win the rook. Yeah. The bishop is forced to go there, the knight cannot go here. That's a free piece. So the bishop has to go there. And then, whenever you're pinning one of your opponent's pieces, you should be adding more pieces, more attackers at it. I'm thinking about this move, knight to d5. I'm attacking this piece twice, and also defending this fork. After knight here, he would take. I can take back and renew the attack. The queen cannot capture because it is defended. So I'm thinking about this move, knight d5. I'm not sure if this was best or knight here is best, because maybe if the knight moved anywhere, like maybe here, this could lead to something, but I can always just move, so I'm not really sure if that's going to be great for him. Oh, whoa, 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 that was actually very beautiful stuff. Here, give him a check, force him to go there. Oh, actually, there was something cool. I was thinking about this move, knight g4 for my opponent, trying to get this check. Knight f4, there's a check. The king is forced to go here, and then maybe I would sack the queen, because whenever he takes, rook e8 would be checkmate, the knight is defending. But unfortunately, he did not go for that. Right, so I can take here. He would take back. I cannot renew the attack because he can just easily take it. So I'm thinking about, you know what, let's just give him a check. This is a very cool fork. The king would have to move away, and we'll just take the free rook. And he cannot castle, so this rook can never enter the game that easily, which will help me win the game even faster. Right, we just have to make sure nothing is attacked. This pawn is, yes, a little bit weak. It might need a little bit of more moves, but then we can always defend ourselves. We just take the rook. And we want to go back. We still have this queen sack idea, but only if the knight moved. And also this knight moved. But now we just be focusing on just trying to get out with our pieces, because whenever you're winning material, okay, not just keep it there. I really want to get out with the knight because I don't want him to take it. In case the knight goes here, threatening this check makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. So the first knight moved, which is exactly what we wanted. Maybe he's going to play some kind of a check. I would have to move. Also, there's rook takes here. If the knight takes, that would be queen d8 checkmate. And if rook takes, he takes back with the king. Maybe there's a check. Interesting stuff. So I don't want to blunder this. I don't want anything to happen here. I mean, h3 makes sense, right? Then he would go there, stuff like that. I really have to protect this pawn, right? I don't want to, but I think I have to. And I'm also thinking about a faster way to get the checkmate, but not seeing it. Bishop e3, he would go there with the queen, I can just push. Yeah, you know what? Let's just activate the bishop. Activate the bishop. We can always go back. It might be this bishop d6. No, we can just take it. If the queen went here trying to get the check, we can just play a simple h3. The knight has to move. Whenever the knight moves, we can just take his queen. So queen there, h3, and knight goes back, queen takes, knight takes, and knight over here, and we're just completely winning. Completely winning. But time management is a really big problem for me. So whenever you're playing chess, try to play it fast, but also accurate. Ooh, let's see what he does. I mean, his only try is queen h5. Check, I move, check, he goes there. And even this is still not bad for me. I'm not losing, and his queen is hanging. But let's see what he does. Okay, he pushed the pawn. This actually looks very horrible because it opens up for the bishop. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this move, h3. h3 makes a lot of sense. Let's play this move, let's just attack the knight. The knight moves anywhere else. We have this check. The king would have to go here. Keep him stuck. Keep him stuck there, and the rook would be completely trapped. So knight goes back, that's a check. Okay, it's had to take my bishop. Makes a lot of sense. Rook takes. I would say the king wants to move. Maybe we can play rook f3 to attack the queen. But I can always save it. Okay, he's attacking my rook first. I can play rook f3, attack the queen have to move, and I can defend this knight in some magical way. Yeah. Also, we're looking at the f7 pawn. But maybe he might be thinking about queen like this, trying to, stop my knight from getting out. Maybe that's his only option. But then I really want to get in, like queen d7, get the checkmate. Okay, queen goes here, stopping both of queen d7 and stuff like that. I'm thinking about queen d5. If he ever takes, he's going to get checkmated. Yeah, queen d5 makes sense. Attacking the bishop, putting checkmate in one. If you try to defend, we attack the queen. Maybe we take this with a check. And if you just save the bishop, you're just going to lose the game. If you push the pawn, he's going to lose the bishop. Completely bad position for my opponent. And now we're going to see exactly what he did wrong. Let's see what he can do here. I mean, I don't think there's something that can be done here. I mean, he needs to protect the pawn and protect the bishop at the same time. He can never take the knight. It's going to lead to checkmate. The king cannot move. It's going to lead to checkmate. The bishop is hanging. He cannot protect everything at the same time. But let's see. Okay, it's set to move the king. Just move the king. That's insane. Because I have a check. The king would go there, and I have no more checks. But check. The king would go here. I can play a check. He wants to go there. I can play another check. Okay. I really need to be getting a checkmate, not just converting the game. I'm going to shut up for now. King goes back. There might be a lot of ways to win this. Push. Pushing is actually insane. I might have a check. Push, check, goes here, that's checkmate. Push, yeah, no. King right there, I'm thinking about this move, and after he goes here, this would be checkmate. Okay, he did go for it. He can go here, okay, now queen takes, yeah. He got checkmated, let's see what he did wrong. Okay, so the thing that he did wrong is bishop to e6. Why this move is bad? First of all, it blocks this pawn from pushing and blocks the bishop from developing. And he's hanging onto a pawn he should not be hanging onto. We develop our knight. He played this move. He really wants to, do this. I play this A4 move because sometimes they go for this B5 and try to really hang on to the pawn. So I played this A4 move to stop him from playing that. He played bishop here, which is a completely big mistake, a complete blunder, because it allows this move E4. The bishop has to go back, takes, and the bishop goes back, and bishop takes C4. So as you can see from here, I did nothing. I did not invent the wheel. I just played the exact same opening that I always play. And I know he should not be hanging onto the pawn. And I got like plus 1.7 advantage in this opening. He developed his knight, and I just played knight e2. He counts. Okay. After this, I just decided to take it. And here there was a better move. a5. I did not actually see it. Attack the queen. Also, bishop takes is fine. So I did play that. Took with the queen. Knight to f4 was the best move. I'm really happy about that. Rook e1 was good. And knight c d5. Okay, I played the other knight. He went there. Knight c7 with a check. Knight takes a8. Queen. Okay. And bishop e3 was needed. I did play that. So I played almost a perfect game. Knight d5 was needed. Yeah, knight d5. Get in, attack, and just try to get more pieces straight. Yeah, right. I played this h3 move. He took. I take. Bishop there. Rook f3. Queen goes there. Queen d5 was the best move. Back the bishop. Threaten checkmate. He goes there. Rook takes f7 was the best move. King h6. Queen d2 was the best move. Wow. I'm playing like an engine. I'm not using the engine. Okay, check. If he went back, that would have been a checkmate. If he went here, it would almost make me, struggle a little bit. But I was thinking about g4, but then he would take, I would take, he would take, and queen d1. So it was better for me just to play queen d1 check. He would go here. Not this move. It's not checkmate. Rook h6 checkmate. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.